Focus simply means follow one course until successful. But can you follow the course of trading? Like, can you follow trading until you are successful? Of course, if I ask you this question, you're going to say to me, yes. But I'm going to show you some of the tricks that your mind play with you that you are not focusing. Because most of the time, these are the same trick that my mind played with me when I started out. When I started out, of course, I was trying to see how I can learn all this by myself, and I went through a lot. Like I went round and round and round, trying to see how I can learn everything by myself, thereby losing focus. And that is exactly one of the things that made me to waste a lot of time. And as somebody who is starting out, definitely you cannot, I don't know, but you cannot escape this. Your mind is equally going to play some tricks on you as though you are focused on trading, but you are not. So you find yourself always saying to yourself, okay, now I think let me learn this. And after a while, you're going to start again and say the same statement to yourself, okay, let me learn this, let me learn that, let me learn this. The reason why you are saying that to yourself is because you are not focused. You are not focused enough, or probably you are not having the awareness that these are the guidelines or these are the roadmap you are supposed to keep, you are supposed to follow until you become actually successful in full time. So the reason what I'm doing here is to create the awareness for you to get aware, so that you avoid some of these things when you're starting out. So you avoid some of these things, because when you know you have the roadmap, you have the awareness that actually what you are doing is going to cost you a time wasting, then definitely you try to avoid it. And look at some of this. Look at this guy, for example. In his book, he said that averagely a person a person checks his phone 100 times a day. You see, when I go through that book and I saw that, I said to myself, well, no, and I shared this same information out there with some persons, and the person was like, no, that's not possible. How can somebody go through his phone or check his phone 100 times a day? Probably you, as you're hearing this, you might say to yourself, well, that's not possible. That's not possible for you or anybody out there to check his phone 100 times a day. But I get to discover this when I check my digital well-being, that averagely I'm rolling around 40, 30, and that is even on days that I was busy doing some other things. So I discovered that it's possible for you to actually be checking. So when you are being asked, that shows that you actually do not even know that about some things you are doing. And this happens in trading too. You see, focus can mean different things to a lot of persons. Let's say that of Steve Jobs, for example. Steve Jobs look at focus as something that you neglect every other thing and just do one particular thing, even though all those other things are good, but you just have to forget about them and do one other thing. Of course, if I put this question, if you said you are keeping that principle, if I put this question to you now, you will say, of course I am focused. You said to yourself that you are focused, that you are just focused on trading. But there is one thing you are forgetting. There is one thing you are not taking note of. You forget the fact that in trading there are thousands of information about it. There are thousands of strategy that is out there. Check the internet, check YouTube, check everywhere. You see thousands of informations about support and resistance, about entry, about exit, about money management, about psychology, about a lot of things. But out of all these things, you do not need any, like all these informations. You just need one very informations, and all these informations are there on different type, different version, different thing, all just talking about three things about trading. And one of the things is just talking about is talking about trading psychology, and another thing that is talking about trading edge. Then the next thing is talking about risk management. And trading edge, for example, could be support, resistance, price action, entry, exit, and the rest. While the risk management has to do with how much you'll be risking per trade, what stop loss, and how many people are you risking in stop loss, your risk to reward, and every other thing. And your trading psychology could be how you are managing your emotion in terms of trading. Are you over trading? Are you over risking? Are you over leverage? Or are you doing some other things? Are you FOMOing? Are you scared of losing money, and the rest? But you discover, just because of this few information, you discover there are thousands of information. And That is where you start going around because you're just starting out. And because you just start out, you start jumping around. You watch this video about risk management. Tomorrow you're going to watch another video about support and resistance. Next tomorrow you're going to watch another video about how much you should be risking per trade. And this thing will not be organized in such a way that you are going to do this as quick as possible. So that is why I'm putting out this awareness. If you are starting out, I will advise firstly just try and get somebody that is going to help you put out this roadmap so that it can be easy and just focus on that person. It's very, very important because this is one of the mistakes I made when I started out. I was just going all around. Today I want to learn this strategy. Tomorrow I want to learn that strategy. Next tomorrow I want to learn this strategy. But if you have somebody, actually you started out with somebody who you know you trust and is good in trading, that have something to show for it, and this person is putting you through, is going to help you to save a lot of time. Just waste all your time in that. Just waste all of time in that. So see you in the next video.